Now, it's a beautiful Wednesday morning. For some people, it's a very wet morning. Yes, but you're welcome to Joy News Interactive. My name is Miss G, and I am the Entertainment General. Wednesdays are very beautiful. It's midweek. It's more pleasant to be here. Yes, to read your comments and get interactive with you wherever you find yourself. You're live on the Joy News channel on Multi TV, DSTV channel 421, Go TV channel 144. Leave your comment on our Facebook page and our Twitter page. It's Joy News on TV, and I'll read them live on air. So let's get talking. All right, so the National Petroleum Authority has been given some explanations. It has disclosed that contaminated oil from the bulk oil storage and transportation were not licensed to operate in the oil and gas sector. It cited that Mezipina Energy and Zoop Oil has companies that have been licensed to undertake any activities in the downstream petroleum industry. There's been lots of talk, lamentation, and agitation on this matter in the last few days. And I want to hear your take on the issue. Share with me what you know or what you have to say on this oil saga. So we'll take a break. We are back to read your comments. Welcome back, and before we took the break, we're talking about the National Petroleum Authority giving explanation as to why we are having contaminated oil from bulk oil storage and transportation. And Yeboah Solomon says, meaning both imported contaminated petroleum into the country and companies distributing the products are not licensed. Hey, Ghana heads must roll immediately. God is watching. And Yayima says they were not licensed to operate, so how come they are operating in the oil and gas sector? Somebody must answer this. To all those calling names, I think you should grow up and behave maturely. I rest my case. And Asalam says this is the competent government Ghanaians voted for. Wari Sarah Safo, the procurement minister. I hope this was not the sole sourcing, or this was not sole sourcing corruption in broad daylight. And Odro Eric says this needs a proper investigation than being politicized. The minority should give us a break for calling the removal of the MD from office. And is right now the NPA knew they were not, okay, so you're asking if the NPA knew they were not licensed and were operating with a petroleum product? Poor Ghana. Ghana will always be behind time. God bless our homeland, Ghana. And Asari Godfrey says, what do you want me to say, Joy FM? Some of us have graduated from university for the past 4 years with no jobs, and when you complain, you told us to go and open our businesses. When you try to go for a loan, the banks tell you to come with collateral security. Yet some few people are stealing from the country with no one arresting and persecuting them. So what should I say, Joy FM? You've said it all. At least you've made your points. And Maestro says, you see, whenever I say every politician is a thief, people don't want to face the fact. How did the two companies get the deal to buy contaminated fuel? Who even brokered the deal to the armed robbers? It means the two companies. And these companies were able to purchase the contaminated fuel because they found a politician to win power, and the politician also rewards them with the deal. So bribery and corruption will never stop in this nation. And to me, every politician is a thief. And okay, so let's see the next one. And Alidu says they should be prosecuted and banned for some time and make them face the law. And thieves, fraudsters, liar, crooks, hypocrites, substandard people, clueless dudes, and Competent thieves are back in power again. Chai. Okay. That is what he makes of it. He says it's absolute nonsense. That's from Stella. And Julius says they should close down immediately. Let's see some more comments on the contaminated oil issue. And we'll move on to some other issues then. The Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Otiko Afisa Jaba, has advised non-governmental organizations to step up their work. By this, she means they need to concentrate on making real impact in communities where they are needed. We all know that there are quite a number of NGOs in the country, with most of them located in areas with the most developmental needs. Madam Otiko says NGOs and civil society organizations need to stop what she describes as the tea-drinking attitude, thinking that someone has to solve their problem. What are your experiences with some NGOs, and what do you think about the gender minister's position? Let's go on Facebook. And Amanyo says, I'm sad she didn't point out to the government officials, because the NGOs, unlike the government officials, organize workshops out of their own coffers. I don't think there is anything wrong if NGOs drink tea after workshop. It's their own money. And I really agree with her, but it doesn't go to the NGOs only, but committees that sometimes sets in various organizations. I sometimes call them the committee instead of committee. And truly, there are lots of tea drinking workshops with CSOs and NGOs and talk shops, but same or even worse can be said of what pertains within the public sector. I think it's a good discussion to begin a mutual accountability process between the state and the CSOs. If there are any more comments, let's read them. And Navy Boy says, yes, she's right. And also television, governments, watching institution. And so those are your comments on the issue made, or the comments made by the Minister for Social Protection, Gender. One office which this new government promised to introduce during its campaign is the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Well, we seem to be getting there. Government has begun a stakeholder engagement that will lead to the appointment of the first independent prosecutor in the Fourth Republic. The independent prosecutor will oversee all prosecution of corrupt officials, the public officials for that matter, and these many other appointees have raised concerns about this public prosecutor. But some have said that this could be a subtle way to witch hunt political appointees. Tell me, do you believe so? Or what do you make about the effort to get as a prosecutor? And Asalam says, no one is afraid of a special prosecutor. Neither are we afraid of the number of years he stays in power or office. Maybe the MPP is dreaming of staying in power for 8 years despite the abysmal short stay in power. They will end up prosecuting themselves, starting with the boss MD, Mr. Alfred Obey. And but Ghana is not even independent. How can a mere prosecutor be independent? Another joke to dilute the boss scandal and the terrible Chinese loan. Maestro says this independent prosecutor office, which is set to be created, is just like trying to fetch water into a basket, and that is the water will never remain in the basket. And also, I don't see any sense in trying to create an office for someone to hunt for legal robbers, politicians and public officials, he says, who misappropriate our funds. And all I pray for is fairness and boldness from the prosecutor. I think that's a good move, and this is one of the news that the opposition NDC doesn't want to hear because of your corrupt acts. Okay, and nice move, says Prince Nudin Balmia. Yaima says, nice, good move. Haters go bend the sea. And Ahmed says, are they going to be in power for 7 years? Okay, I don't know what it's got to do with the private prosecutor that the government is hoping to get. And on that note, we are taking a break. We are back with some great stories, including Manifest talking about his 5 top rappers. Sarkodie was missing in that list. Let's get your reactions here on Joy News Interactive. Please stay. Welcome back from the break, and rapper Manifest has been speaking, and this is a bit controversial. I know that's what you say, but here's the new thing. Before that, let's go on Twitter. I'll tell you what Manifest said when he was a guest on Cosmopolitan Mix with Doreen Ando. But let's see what the trends are saying on Twitter. And Boss, we've talking about that, is trending at #1. Let's see what people have been commenting and why Boss is trending. And I set up Boss, okay, let's see this one. I set up Boss not to trade but to store strategic petroleum products for Ghana. Levy paid on each liter sold. Okay, this is Boss that is coming from Charles Rekubrobe, and that's his handle. And Minority in Parliament is calling for a full-scale investigation into the sale of contaminated fuel at Boss. And hashtag Joy SMS. This was on the SMS this morning. And let's read the comments beneath. And contaminated fuel, it's not enough that we have to pay all these energy levies and still have to deal with contaminated fuel for our cars. And this is the trend. Let's see what people are saying on Joy SMS. And so the noise by the NDC minority over the Boss matter is to cover up investigation. Okay, this is a very lengthy one beneath. It's so you think that the NDC wants to cover up the investigation of the bad deal of Ewa Dakong, and the president wants to fight corruption. This Boss and MPA saga present the perfect opportunity. Heads must roll in all of this, and people are reacting to the fact that contaminated oil has been found. And let's see what else they're saying. Ask me how to okay, this is something else that has got nothing to do with what we are discussing. It's somebody advertising their products. Okay, so also in the trend, so Odate Lamte is trending at I think #6 or so, or 7. Yes, so let's see why he's trending. I'm sure you're familiar with Odate Lamte's story. He and his wife got divorced. He's got the court ruling, and now he's free. His second wife, or his new wife, or his girlfriend as of then, is pregnant again with his 3rd child. So let's see what people are saying. So I hear he breaks down in an interview. So he broke down in an interview talking about what happened to him in his marriage. But we'll go back to some more trends on Twitter. But like I said earlier, Manifest has been speaking. He was a guest on Doreen Ando's Cosmopolitan Mix on Joy 99.7. He was asked to label or name his top 5 rappers in Ghana, and the God MC didn't add the rap king, Sarkodie. Let's take a look.
5 Ghanaian rappers I think are dope. There are many ones, but I'll just give 5 names that maybe in the more recent times I've paid attention to. Walasi, certainly. People just think he sings, but he's a dope rapper. Right. That's his general. This new kid called Kwesi Arthur is very dope. His energy is raw, is great, so you should check him out. This is where it gets tricky. Kofi Kinata, definitely. Yeah. I think his songwriting skills are quite impressive. Yapono for sure. Yeah. He's also, you know when I talk about that fearlessness of being an artist, he's got that. Right. I mean, you choose a name like Ponobium, Yapono. Yeah, a lot of people actually thought that it was female. That alone shows the confidence. Big up to him. Yeah. Well, we have a lot of time. I'm trying to see if are there any female rappers out in these streets.
Oh, but you haven't mentioned my name.
I mean, yes, and finally, Doreen the Dream Under.
Yeah, I'm trying to, and we got one more name.
Oh, wasn't Doreen the Dream Under?
Oh, no, I thought there was one more name, which is Manifest.
No. I don't listen to myself. I allow other people to do that. I think Joey B is cool too, man.
Yeah.
He's been creative in the past.
Right.
I think he dropped something new. I haven't really had a chance to check it, but I want to check it.
Right. You got
to. Yeah, there are lots of talent. I want more women to come into the game, though.
Yeah.
And that was Manifest in the conversation with Doreen Andor on Tuesday on Cosmopolitan Mix. So we posted this on our Facebook page. We get to read your reaction to that. People are wondering why God MC didn't mention Sarkodie, who people believe is a king of rap. Is it still the beef that was trending some months ago between them? Or is the fact that he's mentioning some new crop of rappers and Sarkodie doesn't belong there? Well, I do not know. So we'll get to see what you're saying on our Facebook page. And then later on, we'll talk about the Black Stars who are also trending on Twitter quickly before we go. So let's take a break. We'll be back to read your comments. All right, so let's read your comments on Manifest top 5 rappers in Ghana. So when you listen to the rappers like Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole, it tells you what that Manifest and that Good has claimed. But Sark is best in what he does. Nobody is doing it like he does it, but there are lots of rappers out there who Manifest is trying to rap like Sark is original, you were saying, and Celestine says Sark is the best rapper out of Ghana right now, if possible Africa. For those who know real rap, Sark is on point. He's the hottest. And it says, go and ask, let's see what the next person is saying. Go and ask the founding fathers of rap if rap means anything and makes it goes with your beat. You're a rapper doesn't mean rap for rapping's sake. When you look at Manifest lyrics, you can clearly see there's a vast difference between him and I'm sure the rest, or who are you referring to? And the other rappers, maybe or Brafo will come close. Many rappers in Africa don't understand music. Only few like Manifest with intelligence, sense, purpose, meaning. Majority rap for beats and leave you nodding even if the song is nonsensical. Manifest is a lyricist just like Nas, Kendrick, Lil Wayne, Eminem, and he'll win Grammy. He separated the man from the boys in Ghana, or the men from the boys in Ghana. Only quality music features on Dr. Dre's Weekend playlist. So not surprising, Manifest was listed, and Manifest mine is ISO. To me, he would even choose Adani Best over. Okay, so he says Dennis says he would choose Adani Best over Manifest, and Sarkodie puts Ghana on the map, and Manifest is not even second. He is far down the lane. The idea of the deep rapper is the illusion of this whole thing. Being Sarkodie's rival doesn't mean you downplay his level in rap music. And Jim Water says, hate doesn't win. You know Sark is better than you. If you rank Piapono ahead of Sarkodie, then we all doubt your integrity. Shameful. And rap is rap. So those talking about lyrics should go and listen to Adadim songs. And do what your fans want and what will take you higher, not what people think you should do. Do what you know how to do and don't follow haters. That's what makes Shatter and Sark keep on releasing hits upon hits. Sark is the #1 rapper in GH. And Wesley Benjamin says, it's simple. Sark raps to the world, whilst Manifest raps to his friends and family. People do rant about deep lyrics and other weak talk, but there's something, this is so lengthy. Let's see if we can do the next one. And that's his point of view. He doesn't tickle Sark. Sark is undisputed, the undisputed champion. Black Kaba is okay. So all right, so a lot of messages on Sarkodie's name missing from manifest list. But who doesn't love waakye? As for me, I don't mind being in the queue all day just to get my favorite waakye and wele, talia, and all the things, and salad, and fried plantain and all that, egg. Waakye is delicious and enjoyed by many in the country. So some of us do admit that it's a delicacy we boast of anytime we find ourselves in the midst of other nationals. So, well, we're still on the best jollof rice issue, but waakye is exclusive to Ghana. Tell me about your favorite waakye joint and where it can be found. We just might meet there sometime, you never know. I'm always all around looking for waakye. And Benjamin Bruce says, I don't have one because it looks as if all the women who know how to prepare good food are in their rooms doing makeup. Buying food from outside nowadays is terrible. You can hardly find good food. I was born in a wrong era, shaking my head. So this generated 16 replies. Let's see what people are saying. And Leslie Omar says, haha, you blast wa. And Butcher says, some waakye is at the Sprinters just by the Bachana Total. Thank me later. And Mami Araba is okay. So Clement Nyako first, and it says, now you got yourself a girlfriend who can cook. Please drop that yam. Benjamin Brew, and he tagged somebody. He said you should go marry her, and he's married to my cousin. So let's go to the next one. And for me, it's the tamale. Then Alaji House and Accra Tudu Lane, opposite Bellevue Hostel. Tachima adjacent Ncom Hotel, Sunyain near Cocoa Board. So you have a lot of waakye joint senior minister. And Mana Nati says, today is Salah and all my waakye sellers didn't turn up, okay? So waakye is bad, but adding leaves or salad to it is unconstitutional. In fact, it's a criminal offense. I guess that Mana posted her messages years ago, or she had typed the message on her phone because Salah is far gone. And Kwekua Glenn says, Fauzia Waakye Tema Community, 11 Washington Bay, adjacent Precious Seed Church, Waakye Nuye King Kong, and Kota Road, Tema Community 4. The waakye is massive. And Sevilla says, come la Bonnie inside. And there's some Saito school be there. The queue alone will make you believe the waakye. She has secretary that picks the call for the order. I'm just hungry talking about this waakye. So one of these days, I'm sure I'll meet you at one of the waakye joints. Just look out for me because I love waakye as well. But on the waakye note, I think I need to go grab some plates of waakye. But I'll leave you with the video of the day. There's more to come here on the Joy News channel. My name is Ms. G. Catch you later on Joy News Prime with Entertainment. Have a great day.